And so I think that you see that in the same ways for SEO organic search, you need to be talking about the right things the right way on your site to raise that, but to raise your rankings or to get into the AI search results. But what really carries the weight are third parties, analysts, what is being said about you and what buyers are hearing from them. So how do you see, I mean, so does this change? The buyer community is as important. I guess the supply and the demand are both equal, right? So where are buyers do you see going these days, or to hear those, to access that information? What do they trust? What do they not? Do you have any kind of rules of thumb?
Yeah, I mean yeah, this is what we're looking at, and I think it can change. There's kind of two pieces. There's the AI search piece, so making sure that the content you're putting together and what's on your website even and whatever you have out there is really consistent and clear and consumable by the LLMs. That's the piece of AI search, and then the buyers are also going out and finding their own information, whether it's through AI search or it's in more niche communities where conversations are happening. You have to be there too. So there's I think kind of a holistic approach where you're looking not just at showing up as the answer, but you also have to be out there where your buyers are, and you have to even understand who your buyers are to begin with to know where they are. But that's like a piece of the work we have to do as brands, right? Is to really understand, like, you're not going to be everything to all people. So who is your buyer? Where are they hanging out? How can you make sure you're there when these conversations are happening? And it's always been the case, I think, that buyers do trust their peers, but they also now are trusting, they're looking for the trusted information out there. So it's kind of twofold. It's the AI search piece, and it's also making sure you're in those communities, those conversations, whether that's in Reddit or social media platforms, or there's a lot of different places they could be, but making sure that you're kind of everywhere all at once in the right way is important too, to that piece.
And so how different is that for like for the agency's engagement with clients compared to maybe traditional capital E earned media where we know we know the reporters and we'll work with you on that an angle. We'll hijack a trend. There's a big issue coming out in September around this, right? Things are much more fluid. They're much more um, steady state, I guess, now in a world of 100 Reddit posts a day, et cetera. How does your engagement with those channels differ? I mean, what's state of the art there these days?
I mean, I think agencies have really had to evolve to keep up with this too. So, the number one thing that companies still come to us for is the earned media piece. It is those relationships. It's getting into like the top tier business press, broadcast, all of that. But I think we've also had to evolve with our strengths and our services and make sure that we know how to participate in those communities, how to help our partners participate in those communities, understand the conversations that are happening, listening for them. I mean, I think it's very exciting too. It's always, I think a lot of change in the industry can scare people off, but I think it's very exciting. Things are happening really fast, and a lot, agencies have to really innovate to keep up. And so having an integrated strategy that goes beyond earned media is really, really important because it all has to work together. I think you have to really understand the different channels and how to, participate in them and how to best put your brand forward. And it kind of all starts with like having a really clear understanding again of like who you're trying to reach and where they are, but then we have to come in with an integrated approach to all of those different channels. So it does change what you do. It's not, it goes so far beyond earned media that it, like I said, it's very exciting. But I think even startups, whether you're a startup or you're a big company, anything in between, I mean, you have to be thinking about all of these different channels and levers you can be pulling.